Wartales. Wartales is a tricky game, and if you spend any amount of time within it, you'll very quickly realize that it would be nice if there was a little bit more of a tutorial to it. However, this video is a tips video for you, for players that have just started, for players that have been in it a little bit longer. Ultimately, things I think would be helpful to have known before I started playing. One of those very things is, did you know as you progress through the game, you actually unlock feats, things that you can progress through doing actions in the game. Those things very quickly add up to different ability points, different things that you can actually unlock throughout the game. So do yourself a favor and check, especially on the D-pad, left and right, of the things that you are unlocking and are able to unlock. And one of those very things is the ability to actually run across that map. So if you've played this game, you'll realize that you move rather slowly. However, on console, if you press and hold the right trigger, you will run across that map. Now, you have a green bar which you expend. If you expend it all, you become exhausted, so keep an eye on that. Another thing that's really handy to know before you get into a situation that becomes problematic is that fire is your worst enemy when it comes to Wartales. If you stand next to someone while you are on fire after your turn, they will also become set on fire. Now, not only does that work with the enemy, but also your own troops. So if you're side by side, watch that fire burn. Something I didn't notice early enough in my game is that as I level, I'm actually able to change where those ability points go. So as you know, sometimes you'll have 2 crosses, sometimes you'll have 1, and you'll be able to get stat increases. But if you change that plan for influence, you're able to actually allocate where you want those points to go. This is very, very powerful if you have a set idea on how you want builds to go, and it's just something I wish I saw earlier. One of the key problems I've seen in many games, and one I had in my own game at the beginning as well, was not having enough money and not knowing how about getting that money as quickly as possible. One of the best ways to obtain money in this game is actually down the quest route, in completing quests that you'll find in towns. Now, in the very first starting area, you'll get easy, average, and hard quests, but these can be rinsed and repeated. So in other words, if you leave the area and come back into the area, you can still come here and still get these missions, and it's easy and simple to repeat. Some of them being extremely easy. Just go to point A in a map, destroy those people, and come back and collect your rewards. This can be really useful if you are low on funds. You'll quickly find out that 2 of the most important materials in the game are medicine and, of course, raw materials. Without medicine, you cannot heal your troops after battle. Without raw materials, you cannot fix your gear, and you're going to be needing to fix rather a lot. Now, I totally get it that this is a beginner's tip, but it's something that I just didn't understand early on because the game doesn't necessarily tell you that information. One of those things the game doesn't tell you is that, yes, you absolutely need to rest, but if you don't rest, there is a chance that 1 or more of the members of your troop could actually die through exhaustion. So when the game prompts you, telling you that you need to rest, do not put it off for too long. Sometimes you're going to want to put it off because perhaps you need to, pay wages this time if you take that rest. But trust me, paying the wages is going to be a damn sight better than having those troop members that you put all that time into just die through pure exhaustion. So when the game prompts you to take a rest, take a rest. Now, archers are one of the best units that you can get in the game. However, they do come with some drawbacks. Now, the drawbacks are is that they are extremely spongy, they don't have a lot of health, and of course they can attack your own people as well, because they can miss. That will have negative relationship with you and your troops. So keep that in mind. However, they are a ranged attack unit, and when they level up and get to level 5, you actually get an ability to control animals, which is absolutely bloody useful. This is a passive ability, and any animals you already own automatically start battling for you. You're able to control them. And with that being said, you may have a horse already, but did you know you can actually capture other animals that you battle throughout the game? So if you're battling boar or a bear or wolves, well, you can actually capture them and use them for combat. It's absolutely brilliant. They can be really bloody useful in battle, and especially when you're very first starting out, can be the cheapest way for you to actually get more units to battle with. Now, of course, if you don't have a leveled up archer, they're going to be roaming around the battlefield doing whatever the hell they want, but ultimately they're bloody useful. Now, in order to capture both animals and, of course, human prisoners, you are going to need some things to help you. Now, in order to capture an animal, you're going to need a rope. And in order to capture a human, you're going to need chains. But in order to capture anybody, the way to go about doing it is to reduce their health points down to 50%. And of course, surround them, meaning you have 3 characters engaged in combat. Now, if you have those 2 conditions met, then you have a chance of capturing them. Now, it's very rare that it's 100% chance. Normally it's a 60, 80%. It depends on what's happening on your battlefield there and then, but you do have a chance of capturing them. If you end up capturing a human, then they will actually get teleported back to your camp as a prisoner. You can use them in your camp, for instance, to cook food or to cut wood. You can also turn them in to prisons and, of course, reduce that wanted bounty. And as you level up and unlock a few extra things, you can actually increase your influence and other things that way as well. It's a good way to earn a living, or at least a name for yourself. And as I said, you can actually capture quite a few of them. You are going to need chains if you want to capture humans, though. Another good little starter tip for you is you can attack refugees without it really affecting much of the game at all. It's a really good way to earn levels, to earn a little bit of gear, and to understand the mechanics of the game. So if you need a target and don't want to gain a bounty, refugees are a great way to start. But there we have it, guys. They are my top beginner tips for Wartales. Now, hopefully you learned something. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you have your own tip to add, don't forget to comment down below. We also have an active and growing Discord, and a few people inside that Discord are also playing this game. So if you want to share your journey or just get some help, you can find the link to that down in the description of the video. But until next time, I've been a monk who's been a critic, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.